I took a big position here in NQ in the day short. I didn't get the exact entry I wanted. Back to the mean here, but I put on 6 contracts. This is a big trade here. Looking to ease off here. At the end of this band here, I'm going to start scaling out. There's a big trade here. One more drop. It's 426. I'm going to start scaling out of this trade here. One at a time.
Order filled. Order submit. Order filled. Order filled. Order submitted. Order filled. Order submitted. Order filled.
And just keep one runner now. Just one runner. Now we can't lose in the straight. I really wanted to take it up here, but I got lost track doing some stuff. I figure coming into 330, I would take it here, miss it here, take it here, and now I could keep a runner. I think we're going to pivot back up, and I would short it again. I'll take this off right here. See it pivoting? I'll take this off. It come back to the main here. I'm going to pivot it again. It's going to should pivot into the close. This time, I only going to do also have some micros on. I only have one micro on. Those up like $70. So we could keep that micro on. So what happened? Ninja's frozen here. I can't even get my chart to adjust on NQ. I switched to a different chart. I can't get this chart to adjust. The volatility is just crippling the platforms. So that's the micro on right now. If you notice, nothing is happening here, right? This is just profuse selling. So $100 on NQ is times 10. So this one alone would be $1,000. I had on 6 of those, right? But I got the micro here. I got the E-mini somewhere here. I took them off already. When you get a day like today, and every pop-up, you short NQ. All day I short NQ. The biggest position is the one I take a few minutes ago. All the rest are just 1, 2s, micros. Waiting for weeks for this kind of pullback. And scale out to this micro. If we pop up, I could leave this on, and then if we come back, retrace standard deviation from the mean. This is not a typical Kelter channel standard deviation mean setup. This is a setup actually using Fibonacci calculations to project the bounds out. I use it in conjunction with my swing trend indicator here. This kind of tell me how far more we could go before we get a swing. So if we come into an extreme, if we come down to extreme, we pivot up back to the mean. So I'm looking for a pivot up back to the mean here. Then I look to take it down. See that? Go pivot up back Time is 3:30. We see if we get one more pivot and then we're short again using the E-mini. Today, days like this, you really have to pounce in the setup, right? Because the selling is profusely. I mean, they're just selling it off. If we look at the big picture chart here, in my write up, I kind of show this chart in my write up to show you on the daily chart how extended we are. Momentum shift, and these guys started to shift. These guys are oversold, right? But look at the extreme reversal. Come on, 5 standard deviation. You look for pullback, but you could be overbought for a long time, for weeks. So you just got to wait for the turn. The market right now is being driven by news, vaccine news, stimulus news, all news driven. There's no fundamentals involved anymore. So you know these move gonna get exhausted, right? If we look at the big picture chart, this chart, you could see how strong the indices are, but momentum started to shift here on the squeeze. The Bollinger Band looking to pivot to shift above the squeeze, break above the mean of the Bollinger Band, and come back and try to touch here. So this VIX could come all the way back to like 24, 25 if we get multiple days of sell-off. Still in an uptrend. We're trading here right now below the, the 8 exponential moving average. The yellow is the 21. If we come down to the 21 between now and Friday, then it opened the door for more selling. But we're news driven, so every news headline will determine the market direction. But maybe the vaccine news is already built into the move we have already. Now I think it would be logistics, would be investor sentiment on the stimulus, right? The rollout of the vaccine and the stimulus relief package. That would drive the market in the next couple of days. Or maybe the next couple of weeks too. All right. So if we look, see we try to come off the low band and try to come back to the mean here. If we look at the internals, all those big picture charts are from Think and Swim. So we bring the internals over, you could see we're getting some, the SKEW is moving up over 135 plus, fear starts stepping into the market. But look at this. The P call is all the way down to 4 to 6. The trend actually reading is not coinciding with what's happening, right? Due to other conflicts like ETFs, etc. You don't get a right reading. So I concentrate on these two indicators here, and I also look at the transport. Right? These are all intraday indicators: bonds, ES, mid caps, yen, USD, and the yen pair. And you could see here, all right, the market bias here. See, NYSE versus the Nasdaq. And this is your ticks. So that's the internals. So when I'm trading, I actually look at big picture charts to get an idea of the overall market. For big picture trading, for scalping, I use my regular charts to scalp. See, we're still coming down. This chart is actually stuck here. That's all right. We could work with this. So on this particular setup here, this shaded area is 330 to 345. I like to see how price trade. And then from 3:45 to 4 o'clock, we have the whole imbalance period. You see how price react in these time frames. So when I'm shorting, I like to see what's happening. See, we came up the low band, we came up 1, 2. We could come back to the mean and then flush again. All right. This is the basic setup here. Ticks, up and down volume, tick Q, advance and decline, decline and advance. This is just something I put together to look at the market internals when I'm scalping. All right. See, we pivot off the low band. I expect we to come here. And then we look to short using the E-mini. All right. We don't know what the MOC would be today. I would look on the financial juice to see if we have on the most likely going to be on the sell side. See how this work? Back to the mean. 1, 2, 3, back to the mean. Not worry about this. I could always add to this position. But that's why I got out of those position. Once we hit the lower band, anywhere around here, I'm out. I don't want to give up because if you wait to get out here, you take profit when you can, not when you have to. Correct? When you have to, doesn't mean you're running into trouble and you're panicking. So, but each box here is 40 ticks. This is a setting that is used here in Ninja. I come to the properties, change it from automatic to fix, and then I change it. You could change it either to points, pips, or ticks. I use ticks. I say every box is 40 ticks. If you're doing an E-mini, it's 40 times $5 a tick, right? So this give me a good idea of range and how much profit I think I could get out of the trade. I also look at my standard deviation indicators with my VWAP, and I know are we trading in a 2 standard deviation range, 3 standard deviation range. So you see how we trade in here? 2.5 standard deviation down from the mean, right? The mean is here. Every solid line, red, yellow, green here. Same above, the dashed lines, magenta lines are half standard deviation. This is an indicator from lizard traders. So I look at it, I know exactly how much standard deviation we trade in within, then I could know how big the move down would be or up, right? As an estimate. So you need tools. See this? So if we didn't take profit, we would have give up 40, 1, 2, 3, 4 times. 40 times 4. That's how much ticks you would have give up if you didn't take profit. Simple indicator, help you keep you out of trouble. All right, same setup here. I use the bands to see extreme lows, extreme high, and what range we're trading in. So then I know where I want to get out, where I want to get back in based on my main setup chart, which is this, which is in a downtrend. Momentum shifting here a little. We got volume is below average right now. ADX is pretty good. It's above 20, which is have strength to the direction of the move. So, so we move up 1, 2, 3, we come 4, we come back here. I add to this trade and take it down again. Or I take a brand new position. We could have booked that $100 profit, correct? I didn't take it off. It's just to show you what would happen, right? Take profit when you have to. Take profit when you can, not when you have to. I like NQ better than YM today. YM is moving up and down based on the virus news, on the vaccine news, and NQ is getting killed because all of the pandemic stocks like Piton, Zoom, T-Doc, Clorox, all those stocks are getting whacked today. Right? I show Facebook, Amazon, they all should be getting whacked right now. So we come back here from the extreme. It looks like we can come back above here. And you notice the ticks are not doing much. The TQ is going up, the advance is going up. Let me see if we get a handle. What's the MOC? The MOC is 1.40 billion to the sell side. And that was at 1550. So what that mean? People selling, people covering, shorts covering. So you got to determine. So it's on the sell side, correct? Sure, we have no, well, no longs, and people want to get out of the long because they start panicking. This is some panic selling in NQ today. So longs might be scaling out. Shorts could be taking profit. See that? Come all the way back. We make over, I don't know, $5,000, $6,000 on that trade earlier. Well, altogether today is more than that, but on that one trade, right? You don't have to say take six position. I happen to do that because I pounced on the move. I saw the move. I anticipate what would happen. Come back here, pivot back up here, and then we'll try to take it down on the setup. Right now, we got to squeeze, move back to the upside. We got green dots here. We're saying we have an official trend reversal, right? So we got some areas here we want to work with. You have the trend line, we have the value area, we have the VWAP up here. I don't think we're getting up here. We come up here, we look to extreme. 3 standard deviation down, 3 standard deviation up. I look to short it. But on some premise from this chart, correct? That's my setup chart. Now we go into the imbalance period. All right, here's where all the manipulation is being done. All right, so here, based on this, we're still in an uptrend, so we could come back to the value area. And there's another, I don't know, 100 ticks maybe, 40, 40, 80 ticks. We come up here, going to be like nine, 90 ticks. Then we could add to that trade. I could add to this trade and try to take it down back. But so the tips are turning up, so we wait for an entry. Everything is still to the upside. This going to be a short on an extreme move up, and we have billion plus on the sell side, and that's up for determination. You know what I mean? When you get an MOC, that's the price people want at 4 p.m. Right, the closing price. So if they want to sell at the closing price, if I'm doing some analysis, I think they want to get the highest price to short at them, right? So that's my assumption. Could be wrong, my analysis, but so it's 4, 3, 4 to 6. So this is from here, this blue area here. This is the next 15 minutes into the close. Still had an uptrend here. Still have an uptrend. Same chart, different view. Same time frame, different view. So we will wait. I would love we come back to the value area, touch the trend line and fail. That would take us up here. This is a 12,394. This is a 12,379 here. This next level. Trend line is up here. So we're in no hurry here to add to this trade or to put on a new trade as yet. See how we come back and take away that. Now we look at the ticks. We're getting ticks drop from 600 back to 0. So I would look to add to this trade here in a few minutes on this micro here. All right, just want to see how the candle, formation of the candle. This candle here, I would love to see this candle close and the next candle open below this candle. And then I would get into the trade. I could use my timer here. See, we have 29 seconds more. I think I'm going to get into this trade. I'm going to take one here. I'm going to jump in here on one of these guys, see if we get fill. On E-mini, might miss it. I'm going in. Wait too long. Oh, anyhow, I got fill in 2. So here we go. Jump in. See it, take it. Wait. I hesitate a little longer there, but look, we jump in 2 and we up. All right, this is the micro. Add back 1 here. Jump in 2 E-mini. Oh, we're making money. That's how powerful the assessment is using the tools. The tools, without the tools, I'm lost, So you need tools when you're trading, right? So we need a drop, come back to the mean here, right? If it break the mean, I let it run. If not, I just scale out, leave 1 runner, and take profit on 1, right? Could always add back. I take profit here on 1 and leave a runner, right? Today is one of the best trading days for futures in a long time. A couple weeks ago, I had a good day like this, but not like this. This for every pop up you pounce. You know what I mean? So we jump up there. Look, see that? Scale out 1. We just have 1, right? So See if they take it down, or I just take this off, right? Don't give up too much. Hold, that's why I take profit on one and hold one, right? Because this is the imbalance period. You're getting all this whippy action, but hopefully we fail, right? So we could always add to it again. So, right? I did get fill in one I had up there, so now we have two again. Wasn't the intention, but I wasn't playing around with the dome and it actually took that trade. But micros are still working. Look to see if we get a failure here one more time. The reason for me putting on multiple contract to catch that drop, because I don't want to be in the trade a long time, right? You put on one, you're staying it too long. You put on multiple, you make the profit and you're out, right? We don't want this guy to come up here and pop up here and beat us, but based based on the chart, nothing is happening here in the internals, right? So I'm not too worried that we can get this big move up and just crush us because look at this. We're trading between 500 here right now, right? So here we get a drop now.
Order submitted.
Looking for this drop.
Order submitted.
I tried to get another play and another. Miss it. Anyhow, that's all right. So here we go. We could scale out a one and leave one, but I think I'm going to write this as far as I think we go. If we break here, the mean is still in an uptrend, right? Momentum shifting here a little, but we're still in an uptrend, right? So, it says that we should, the MOC is to the sell side, but I notice a lot of time when it's set to the sell side, the market rally up into the close, right? And then maybe you get a flush at 4 o'clock. But we're in good shape here. We could take off one, right? Or we could hold it and see if we get a bigger pop down, right? See, come back and beat us. Take some moving up here. The tick here is not doing much. The advanced line is pointing up a little. Decline is going down. We like to see decline pointing up. Advance coming down. We get a sell program. See what's happening here. We give up $400. So if it comes to this trend line, I try to break the trend line. I take the trade off. Right? Or wait for another entry and then re-enter. Right? See, so the MOC should be to the sell side. Watch what's happening here. All right, ticks are flat. Get this move up. We could do two things. We could take the trade off and reset and then add back. Right? So now we're down $700. So we got a good cushion here. We could hold this a little longer. We're taking some heat. Right? This is what you call when you get greedy, right? So I take one off
Order
here.
filled.
Right? Don't get beat. Let two of them. You could always re-enter them, right? That's what you call holding it too long and getting out when I have to, not when I can, right? So it eased the pain of it continue rushing up. See how these bands are pointing up? Then when we have some speed to the upside, break that trend line. I said if we break the trend line, I would get out completely, but I took one off, right? So we give up a grand. Make 6, 7 grand, and we give up a grand. Right? But we down 500, 500 on the ones. It's not good practice. You take profit when you can, right? Not when you have to. We take profit when we had to. Well, we close the trade when we had to. We see if we get a pop down now. It's 357. So you see the MOC was to the sell side and the market went straight up after pullback. Drop, pullback, went up. So when it says the MOC is to the sell side, that necessarily means that you get the selling into the close, right? I noticed that from observation. It's all based on market condition and what the market is doing and try to interpret what that means, right? Most of the time you believe it's to the sell side and you look too short and you get your head ripped off, right? So my interpretation was you get the initial flush, they go up, and then I think they try to push it down back. We don't want to give up too much when you have one contract here left. There's no way I should have give up that money. I should have taken it off, right? But every, we all human. We wait to get more, and then we give up some of the profit, right? But I think I'm looking. What time is it now? 3:58. See what they do at 4 o'clock. They're gonna pop it up to this band and then try to take it down. So if it's to the sell side and the closing price at 4 p.m. All right, the MOC market order on close. Get a double top here. We're gonna pivot down. But what we doing now? We pivot down in a downtrend or an uptrend. We're still in an uptrend. So this pivot would pivot down and may fail and just come right back up. All right, because we're in an uptrend. So you get the swing, you get a double top, and you pivot. So on that note, I will try to add one here and try to take it down one more time. All right. So here we go now. We'll manage this. Gonna manage this trade. We come right back to the mean here, right? So here we go now. Here comes the bell. See what we did. What's happening here now? What are they gonna do? Are they gonna take it down? Blow through the mean, come back to the one deviation below the mean. Right. So we were down how much? $600. So now we're in business. We just got a small profit. We look to see if they're gonna drop it or they're gonna take it up again. So Having some issues where the chart is behind the dome. All right, the charts are behind the dome. All right, the dome is at 12,350, and this is at 64. See that? So we have some rendering delay right now on Ninja. The dome is faster. All right, the charts are behind. But if we look at this chart, if we look at this chart, see this one is behind. Look at this chart. This chart here. All right. This chart have some rendering delay there on Ninja. That's the volatility, right? So now we give up before $500, right? Plus now we up $400, right? We use this chart and I'm going to monitor the mean. We drop below the mean, right? So here we go. Price is just rocking down. Kind of some real bad situation here with see how the charts are all locked up. We are 12,341, and this share here is showing 12,360 still, but price is all the way here. All right, so you guys see how it's trying to adjust itself now, trying to adjust itself. Right, we have some very bad situation with rendering delay. The dome sent forward 34, 12,346. Right, now we're in business. See here? Now it catch up. I'll take one off.
Order submitted. Order canceled.
Hold it a little longer. Hold it till it drop a little more here. All right. I'll take it off. See if you could get it up.
Order filled.
So we take one off. So the money we lost, we just make it. Now we have a runner. All right. Why I take that off? I can't get a handle. When the chart's going to that rendering delay with the volatility, it's hard for me to manage a trade. I have to look at the dome. I have to look at the price of the dome. All right. So this price marker here, and you look what's happening with price. Sometimes the price don't move. All right, now it's catching up. See? Price mark up here. You look at the dome. 12,340 250, 12,340 2. So now it caught up. All right. I'm glad I draw that out to folks because we see the value, we're making money, but the price, it's above the chart. So that will make I know we had some rendering delay. So we have this runner here. It's 404. If it's 1.4 billion to the sell side at 4 p.m., so they run it up and then we got the drop. My interpretation of that, and I could be wrong, is that when you have to the sell side, they want to sell at 4 p.m. So if I'm selling at 4 p.m., I want to sell at the highest price, correct? I don't want to sell here. So it run it down to push it up and then to take it down. So if we look at a 4 o'clock print, all right, 4 o'clock print was that line there. 4 o'clock print was here. All right. So to take it here to here. All right. From here down to here. We got the initial drop that we caught. The rally to back. All right. To come back, and then to take it up, and then to take it down. So we get a higher low swing, but is the higher low swinging in an uptrend or a downtrend? We're in a downtrend. So that even if we pop up here, the swing we should still come down because we're in a downtrend, right? Staying below the trend line. This cloud, all this cloud is a 5 and 21 crossover without the moving average. I suppress them, so you just see the cloud indicate the trend, right? So if you notice, once the cloud becomes narrow, we kind of consolidating. You can look, the volume dried up, squeeze here, right? Then we expand out, consolidate it here at a crossover, and then we fail. Right? We use this extreme chart to know when we get into extreme buys and sells, right? So on that note, we booked this little profit. We call it a day.
Order submitted. Order filled.
So that's out. The micros. Remember, it was up $100 on the micro. We didn't take it, right? But I didn't take it. And now we up 83 and 2. And it's time to take it up. I think we could still go down. I think the selling could continue after we close at 4:15. At 4:30, I think we could get some more selling. But I won't wait to find out. I could always get back in later at 5 o'clock and then carry over into the Globex Open. But I don't need to do that. It was a good day. Take this off.
Order filled.
Done for the day. That's all she wrote. Normally, trades don't work this easy. All right. It's just we have elevated down today on the NASDAQ. Right. Normally, the NASDAQ would rip your head off if you don't know what you're doing. It's fairly fast, like this morning. But any anyhow, have a good night, all. I hope folks would gather some information from this analysis that could help them with their trading. All right. If you guys like it, I'll post this on YouTube. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Until tomorrow, good night, all. Stay safe.